This conference will now be recorded.
So we were discussing about declare on change. Did we work on the practical requirements? Okay, so we'll keep aside declarative rules and we will come back to declarative rules again in the future sessions. Okay, other declarative rules. So far we worked on declarative rules of declare expression, declare constant, declare on change, data pages. I think last business requirement also we have used data page. Okay. Next topic that we are going to discuss about is, did we work on validations on that? Declarative rules, decision rules. Next one is decision rules. Next topic is what? Decision rules. Okay, so I'll explain you decision rules. Okay, so there are different decision rules available. Okay, decision table, decision tree, and map value. Map value is not required because we don't use it much at all. And when is also decision rule. What is other decision rules? We worked on when rule already. When rule is a decision rule which will return either true or false. Right? What would you be doing using when rules? When would you go for when rule? Whenever you wanted to evaluate some condition, then you can grade when rule. So how many conditions you will be evaluating? Is it only one or more?
One.
More.
Only one now?
More. Multiple we can do, right? In a when condition.
Yes. You can have multiple. You can have multiple. So in a when rule, you can add multiple different conditions. Just hold on a minute. Multiple different conditions. So based on conditions satisfied, it is going to return a value. Can you tell me what is the value that it can return? Either true or false. Other than true, false, it cannot return anything else. Other than true, false, it cannot return anything else. That is not possible. Okay, here you go now. See, apart from when rule, there are other rules provided which are for defining conditions. Those rules are decision rules. I like even when rule also decision rule, like decision table. Both rules I will explain at a time. Okay, second one is decision tree. Where is it? Decision tree. Decision table, decision tree. These two rules you would be creating in order to define conditions. Either in table or in tree, you would be defining condition. Decision table looks like a normal table structure. Decision tree looks like a programming language, conventional programming language. Look at here. Here condition, if you can add properties here. Let's say property 1. For example, property 1 is equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or in a range. You can choose the option here. Let me leave it by default is equal to. Property 1 is equal to value 1. Then return, let's say for example R1. So like this you can add a number of conditions, V2, V3, V4, like this, and I want to return R2, R3, R4, R5. It can be any value, depends on your business requirement. See, this is how a decision table looks like. Okay, where a decision table defines a logic. The logic in the decision table is if, else if, and so on, finally otherwise. At every condition there will be a return value. If a given condition satisfies, a value will get returned. If none of the conditions satisfies, then the value at the otherwise will be returned. Where it will be returned? It will be returned to the calling place. You will be calling this decision table somewhere. Okay, you can call a decision table from different places, out of which one of the rule is activity. One of the rule is activity. You can call a decision table or a decision tree, any of this. A decision table can be called from activity by using the method property map decision table. Property map decision table and expand this, and here you call decision table. Okay, some decision table you created. It will return a value, right? The return value you can assign it to a property here. Some property you choose, the value that is being returned will be assigned to this property. Everyone clear? So this is how a decision table can be called from activity by using the method property map decision table, and at the calling place the return value will be assigned to another property. You can choose any property as per your business requirement. And now, is it only one condition? No, you can select this particular column and click on add another column like this: property 1, property 2, property 3, property 3. Like this, you can define and you can add n number of properties in the condition. Okay, look at here. Okay, look at here. These are the conditions. See here, what is the condition now? If property 1 is equal to v1 and property 2 is equal to v5 and property 3 is equal to v6. So the logical operator between columns, what is the logical operator? AND operator. So else if property 1 is equal to v2 and property 2 equal to v7 and property 3 is equal to v8, accordingly you return a value. So like this, you can define n number of conditions in decision table where n number of properties can be used. But if you closely observe, for all the conditions, the set of properties that you use are same. The set of properties, so same set of properties can be used for all conditions. For example, for fourth condition, I want another property like property 5, 6, 7. Is it possible? Is it possible to use different properties for fourth condition here? In a decision table, all the conditions will have same properties being used. Decision table, all the conditions are going to have same properties being used. Okay, now coming to decision tree. A decision tree looks like this, normal programming language. Like property 1 is equal to v1, return r1. Okay, add another one, another condition. If property 2 is equal to v2, return, let's say r2. If again property 3 is equal to v3, then return r3, else return, for example, r. So this is how it looks like a normal programming language. So the logic that you can define in a decision tree for the conditions, the logic is all if statement. If some condition, if second condition, if and so on, finally otherwise. When none of the conditions are being satisfied, the value at otherwise will get returned. So you can call a decision tree from activity by using a method property map decision tree, and you will be calling decision tree here, and the return value you can hold on to another property. Understand, everyone clear? So like decision table, you can call decision tree from activity by using a method property map decision tree. The value returned by the decision tree after the condition is executed, the value returned by the decision tree will get assigned to some property, whatever the property you mentioned. So in a decision tree, you can add more conditions also. Here instead of return, I can choose continue. What are the different options available? Return, continue, other. I'm choosing continue. If inside if, nested if condition. If property 4 is equal to some value and return, otherwise you continue further. Otherwise you can return R1. And inside this if you can add continue, and if property 6, 5 is equal to v5, then here you are returning. Like this you can add, inside this you can add more conditions. Like this you can add n number of conditions. But if you closely observe here, for each condition here you can use different set of properties. For first condition, in the condition property 1, 4 involved. For second condition, property 2, 5 involved. But is it possible in decision table? It is. For decision table, all the conditions uses same set of properties, in decision tree, each condition can have a different property being used. Each condition can have a different set of properties can be used. So based on the given business requirement, you would be deciding whether to go with decision table or decision tree. As per the given requirement, if you wanted to create a condition where the condition requires, all conditions require same set of properties, then you will go for decision table. Each condition can go with different properties, then you will go for decision tree. So based on the requirement, you will be proceed. So this is what about decision table and decision tree, few points. So decision table or decision tree, you are going to create in order to define some conditions and return a result. In order to define some conditions and return a result. So based on the condition satisfied, it is going to return a result. If the condition is like if you're creating a decision table, the conditions are if else if. The logic is if else if else if else if and so on, finally otherwise. In case of decision tree, what is the logic? If and finally so on, otherwise. And in either of the cases, you will be returning a value. But in decision table, all the conditions you are going to use same set of properties. In decision tree, for each of the condition, you can have different set of properties being used. Everyone clear so far? Anyone has any doubts, any questions?
Yes, sir. Sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go ahead now. See here. Yes, please.
Can't we do looping here in decision table or tree?
We can, if you want to do looping, you need to call it from activity for each embedded page on a page list, and this will be looped. Okay, so decision table or decision tree can be called from activity by using the method property map decision table or property map decision tree. You need to use for loop here, and you need to provide a page list here. It will loop a number of times. Okay, and apart from this, there are other places to call. I'll explain. Now coming back to decision table and decision. See, in a decision table, I can use expression builder. I can use expression builder in the condition. I can use expression builder for the value. For the value can be hard-coded or from another property, or it can be a function return value. Expression builder can also be used for return statement. So you can use expression builder and functions in a decision table. Anywhere you can use. Coming to decision tree, do you have any such feature of expression builder function accessibility? There is no such feature. You cannot use expression builder in decision tree. As per my logic that I wanted to write for defining conditions, if I have to use functions, expression builder and functions, then you need to create decision table. If there are no expression builder functions, then you can go for decision tree. Understand, everyone clear? A decision table you would be creating when in case you need to use expression builder and all the functions of expression builder, you want accessibility, then you would go for decision table. But in decision tree, there is no facility of using expression builder. Understand, everyone clear? Online. I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
give you one business requirement. As per the business requirement, I wanted to create 10 conditions. So each of the condition has some different properties being used. Okay, if this is the situation, which rule you would be creating? Decision table or decision tree? You would be creating decision tree. So I am going to give you another business requirement. As per another business requirement, you are going to use different conditions, but different conditions have same set of properties. 10 conditions involves property 1, 2, 3, 4. All these 4 properties will be there for all 10 conditions. Then which rule you would be creating? Decision table. And I would like to create a I would like to implement a business requirement for which I need to create conditions, where in which in my conditions I wanted to use functions. All conditions have same properties. Then Decision
Decision
table you will be creating.
table.
This is how you will decide. Furthermore, see, a decision table or decision tree can be called from activity, you know that. And a decision table or decision tree can be called from another decision tree. Decision table, decision tree map value can be called from decision tree rule. By default, you see a continue option, right? Continue written otherwise. See, in a decision tree, if you go to configuration tab, you have an option, allow selection of call decision option. If you select this option and come back and see, here you would be seeing call decision table, call decision tree, call map value. Means a decision table or decision tree or map value. Other decision rule can be called from decision tree by selecting the option of allow selection of call decision option. We can call other decision rules from decision tree. How is it possible? You need to go to configuration tab and there you need to choose allow selection of call decision option. Understand? Everyone clear? Next, look at here. In a decision table, you have results tab. There you don't see any such option. Allow selection of call decision option like this you don't find. But how do I call decision rules from decision tree anywhere? I can call decision rules from decision tree by using functions. Those functions are px evaluate decision table. So it will take two parameters. Name of the page primary, comma decision rule name. So px evaluate decision tree, px evaluate decision table, px evaluate decision tree. You can use these functions. You can use the functions by using the functions px evaluate decision table, px evaluate decision tree. We can call decision rules from decision table, and there is one more function available in enterprise application, obtain value, that is not there in home version. It was there since long back. So these functions px evaluate decision table, px evaluate decision tree, these are being introduced from Pega 7.1.6 version. Before 7.1.6, these functions were not available. Only function that was available before Pega 7.1.6 were obtain value. Obtain value is a common function for either calling table or tree. Whatever the rule name, if you give table name, it will call table. You give tree name, it will call tree. Later, Pega has come up with two different functions. One is px evaluate decision table, another one is px evaluate decision tree. Using functions, you can call decision table or decision tree from anywhere, not only decision tree, decision table. See, in a data transform, I can use expression builder, right? I can use functions there. How do you call decision table or tree from data transform? Use functions px evaluate decision table, evaluate decision tree, and call it. Similarly, you can call decision rules from decision table by using functions. You can call decision rules from decision tree by selecting the option of allow selection of call decision option under configuration tab. Everyone clear? Online resources. Everyone of you, are you clear?
Yes,
So far.
Yes.
So next, furthermore, see, in a decision tree or in a decision table, you can return only one value by default. The written value is only one. I'll tell you what is the meaning of this return statement. Look at here. I am going to call this from activity or maybe from data transform. So whenever it is going to be called, it will execute the decision table or decision tree accordingly. Return value will be assigned here, correct? So what is the purpose of calling a decision table from activity? See, decision table, decision tree, both of these are the rules which are alternate to activities in case of properties set. In case of property set, the another alternate rules are decision table, decision tree. It is not that you will call only from activity. You can even call from data transform, right? You can call it from data transform also. Hold on. Call me at 10:30. I'm in class, okay? Decision table or decision tree, you will be calling from data transform also. Decision table, decision tree rules can be used as alternate rule to activity in case of property set. What are the alternate rules that we had come across for activities? You have come across with data transform on alternate rule, decision table, decision tree are alternate rules. Declare expression. Declare expression is also alternate rule to activity. Declare constraint is also alternate rule to activity. Declare on change is not alternate to activity. Declare on change itself will call activity. Declare constraint is also alternate to activity, actually, where you will evaluate a condition, you'll return a message, right? That can be done in activity by using property set messages. Okay, page set messages. That is possible. So, and what are the other alternate rules other than these? What is the other alternate rule? What are the other alternate rules other than data transform, declare expression, declare constraint, decision table, decision tree? Other than these five,
Report
what are
definition,
the other alternate rules to
data
active
pages.
rules?
Report definition.
Data page is an alternate rule. Report definition is an alternate. All these are alternate rules to activities. Pegard says that avoid creating activities. Try to use OOTB or alternate rules. That is the best practice. Why? Why it is best practice like this? Avoiding activities, you don't know. So far, you don't know. We'll think about it later. Look at here now. See here. How a decision table or decision tree are alternate to activities in property set. How? That is, I'm going to give you one business requirement. As part of your business requirement, this is what you need to do. That is, you need to do a property set, not one. I have to do 10 property sets. In first property set, I'll write the value of A is equal to 10. Second property set, I'll write the value of A is equal to 20. Third property set, A is equal to 30. Fourth property set, A is equal to 40, like that. 10th property set, A is equal to 100. 10 property sets I'll be ready. Why 10? You can do it in one property set also, right? No. I want the value of A to be set either 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. Either of these means you need to write 10 property set, but not always. I wanted to set it either to 10 or 20 based on a condition. If condition 1 satisfies, property set condition 1 satisfies, property set A is equal to 10. Condition 2 satisfied, property set A is equal to 20. Condition 3 satisfied, property set A is equal to 30. Condition 4 satisfies, property set A is equal to 40, and so on. Correct? Now you tell me. So now, how many property sets I have to write? Is it 10 or 1?
20. 10.
Within one property set, is it possible to write A is equal to either 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 based on 10 different conditions? Is it possible?
No.
It is not possible. You have to write 10 property sets only. But instead of writing 10 property sets, I can do it in a single step. How can I do it? You create it as a decision table.
Decision.
All right, all 10 conditions, define 10 different values for return. Call it in data transform. Set some parameter is equal to call decision table. It will evaluate 10 conditions. Anyone satisfies, accordingly the return value will be. Instead of writing 10 steps, you have done it in one single step. Is it a property set step or not? So decision table or decision tree in one way, this is an alternative activity to perform multiple property set together one place. Instead of writing multiple property sets conditionally, you can achieve it by using single step. That is how decision table, decision tree are also alternate to activities. Everyone clear? This is one thing. And next one, look at here. See, let's look at the logic. If, else, if, and so on, otherwise. And what is their return statement? If condition 1 is not satisfied, it will go to condition 2. Condition 2 is not satisfied, it will go to condition 3. For example, condition 3 is satisfied, then we will return the value of R3. And coming to decision tree, if condition 1 is not satisfied, it will go to condition 2. If condition 2 is satisfied, then it will return the value. It will not further go to condition 3. Either in decision table or decision tree. Whenever a condition is satisfied, the further conditions won't get executed. The reason for further conditions not being executed because of return statement. Because of what? Wherever a condition gets satisfied, it will return from that particular place to calling place. So because of return statement only, it won't execute any conditions further. It is not depending on the logic. Even if it is if statements or else statement, no matter. It is all about, I am in class, I'll call you back at 10:30. Okay, please call me at 10:30. So because of this return statement, given a condition satisfied, further conditions won't get executed. Understand? This is about decision table and decision tree rule, high level. And furthermore, look at it. See, my requirement is like this. If I am going to create a decision table, based on condition 1, I want to set the value of A is equal to 10. Based on second condition, I wanted to set it to 20. So I can set only one property. I can set only one property because only one value will return. But my requirement is like this. Condition 1 satisfied. I want to set the value of A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3, D is equal to 4. Condition 2 satisfies. I want to set the value of A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6. Means I want to return set more than one property. Based on each condition, I want to set more than one property. So how can I achieve that? That can be achieved by using decision table by choosing the option of evaluate all rows. The moment I select evaluate all rows, look at here, table tab. Do you have any return statement now? There is no return statement. Instead, what do you see? Only actions. You select here property A, and click on this, add more set actions. This is action means here property set, property B, and here property C. 3 properties I have chosen, and here value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like this. Now I will be calling this decision table from data transform somewhere. It will evaluate all conditions. It will execute all conditions in this case because there is no return statement. Even condition 2 is satisfied, it will set the value of ABC to 4, 5, 6. But still it will go to condition 3. It will execute condition 3. If condition 3 is satisfied or not, still it will go to condition 4. But only when all of these conditions are not satisfied, it will go to otherwise. Otherwise, it will not go. So like this, because if there is no return statement here, all the conditions will get executed. Latest condition related values will be set, which is also property set. But here, how many properties you can set? More than one property. This will be asked during interviews as an interview question of how to return more than one value by using decision table. Actually, it is not returning multiple values, but the question will be framed like that during interviews. How to return multiple values using decision table? You need to choose the option of evaluate all rows, but actually it is not returning. It is like a properties set. Okay, so it's more than one property you would be setting. So these are the difference between decision table and decision tree. And it is not only activity or data transform or decision rules you will call decision rules from. Decision rules from can be called from activity, data transform, decision table or decision tree, and these can also be called from a flow. Decision rules can also be called from flow by using decision shape. By using which flow shape? Decision shape. Using a decision shape, we can call either decision table or decision tree or map value. In addition, decision shape can be used to call decision rules. One of those is fork. There is another option fork, which I'll explain you later. So you can choose decision table. If you choose decision table, it will ask you what is the decision table. If you choose decision tree, it will ask you what is the decision tree. Like this, a decision rule can be called from, decision rules can also be called from decision shape. What is the purpose of decision shape? Using a decision shape, you can make one of the decision path. So a work object, once it reaches to decision shape, based on the condition that is being satisfied by executing the decision rule, it will either go this direction, or this direction. It is not only 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6 or n number of different directions it can reach out to based on the condition and return value, which I will show you practically. Everyone clear? So this is how you can make use of decision table or decision tree in order to define a decision path. In order to define a decision path in the workflows. In a workflow, you can define the 96523 number. Okay, you can define a decision path in flow by using decision shape, where in the decision shape you can call decision table or decision tree or map value, or you can use a fork rule. Okay, if you want to learn about map value, go to our YouTube channel, you can learn, but that is not required actually. that we will not be using, that has so many limitations. You will be using either table or tree most frequently. Okay, we will be working on a practical requirement. So where the requirements that we are going to work on, our intention is to create decision table as well as tree and call it from different rules. We'll see in one requirement, we'll see how to call a decision rule from activity. In another requirement, we'll see how to call a decision rule from flow by using decision shape. So you'll be learning both approaches of calling. So the first requirement that we are going to work on, look at here, a very simple requirement. Is this our application? Okay. Look at here now. I will go to transaction details screen. So here in the transaction details screen, agency code I am going to enter 1500100. Based on the code entered here, agency name has been retrieved. So where it is being retrieved from? Already we have designed it. Where this is being retrieved from? From agency's table. So agency codes are being retrieved from agency's table, sorry, agency names of related agency code. Instead of this, I am going to rewrite this functionality such that I wanted to create a decision table. In that decision table, based on the agency code, it will return the agency name. That's what I wanted to define by decision table. That decision table I'll be calling from activity. For this already we created activity, right? Activity is retrieving the data from table. Instead of a data type, now the same activity will modify to retrieve it from decision table based on condition. The condition property is if agency code is equal to so and so value, then return agency name is equal to something. Okay, like this. Okay, write down everyone. Working with, did we create any document so far? No, right? Working with decision rules and decision table. Working with decision rules, comma, decision table. $595. So you need to go through the documentation so that you will understand all these points clearly. So at the time of listening all this, it will be pretty much clear because I'm explaining everything by showing everything visually. But after some time, you'll forget about it. So you need to go through point by point and get a detailed idea about each of this. Okay, then only you'll understand. If you go through one document of difference between decision table and decision tree, it will cover everything. Okay, no need to separately go through every document. Decision table, decision tree, we are going to work on decision table right now. Modify transaction details. Okay, modify agency details screen. Modify agency details screen functionality. Modify agency details screen functionality as described below. Modify agency details screen functionality as described below. As described below. Write down. Present, currently agency names are being retrieved from a data type. Full stop. Instead of data type, retrieve the agency names from a decision table. Instead of data type, retrieve the agency names from a decision table. Okay, this is the requirement. based on agency code decision table. This is the requirement. This is the screen I am going to modify. Let's create a decision table. The decision table create jail. I have to create one decision table. Let me close this. Right click on this, create decision table. So this we are going to do in order to see how to call a decision table from activity. That is the main motive. This is insurance type, not insurance type. What is this? Agency decision table. Agencies decision table. We will create a new version. Okay, starting from here. Version only 2 versions we are working on, right? Let's go with version 3. All of you follow the same. See, this has some checkout rules, right? How do you check in rules? You need to go to bulk actions. So this is the place. So multiple rules at a time you can check in by going to bulk actions. All the rules which you have checked out. Select all, enter some comment, and insert that comment, and then start checking process. Anything that is not been checked in, maybe you have private edited it, or maybe that is a OODB rule. You can check in those rules just by opening directly. Okay, discard those rules. It's not checking. Discard this. I will lock all version 2. I will create version 3. Done, completed. Okay, now you see here, I'll create version 3. Version 2 I will be locking. So as usual process, I'm going to create a version 3 for implementation, framework, and organization. So as usual process, I'm going to. I will open framework rules set. Done, completed. Okay, so this is what I have created version 3. Now I'll create decision tree, sorry, decision table, create decision table. So here you go. This is, what is this? Agency decision table. Create and open. This is how a decision table looks like. You can add more number of rows here. Sorry. Select this and click on add rows. Only one property is there in this. Here you go. Now I'll be choosing condition. Click on conditions. Let me click on condition. What is the property? Agency details dot agency code. Agency details dot agency code is equal to. So here in the label, you can write is equal to meaningfully so that other developers can understand. Is equal. If agency code is equal. So if you don't write EQ, they don't understand what operator you have chosen here. That's why you need to provide something like this meaningfully. 1500100, then written, let's say agency name. I'll give some different agency names. Just ABCD I'll give. Okay. You can write some meaningful names if you want to write. Okay. Otherwise, tell me some meaningful names which I did not use in the past. So I'll use city names as agency names. Okay. Otherwise, one 1700100, and furthermore 1700101, let's say more open, and otherwise no agency, otherwise no agency. Okay, this is what I have done. Save done. So whenever this decision table is called, it will execute the condition. What is the agency code? Based on agency code, it will return agency name. Now, where do we need to call? We need to call this decision table from activity. Which activity? You need to know about the previous functional. Already it is designed. You are just making the changes. It is a change request. So where do we need to make the changes? Exactly, you should know. Where do we need to make the changes? In the on change activity. Table from on change activity. So if you don't know this, you need to enter the agency code and trace it. Accordingly, you'll come to know in the tracer where you need to make the changes. So declare on change rule. This is the declare on change rule where you have on change activity. In this activity, you need to make the changes. So in this activity, what are we doing? We are doing obj open. First step is what? This activity is already in version 2. I want to make changes. What should I do? Save as to version 3. So what is the first step? Only one step is there, that is obj open step. Obj open we did not do directly. How did we do this? By using data page. We call data page and pass the parameter. So I don't need this step. I'm making changes to the existing development. As I don't need this step, I should not delete it. So what should I do? You have to comment it. Commented, you need to write commented for the requirement 1.1.1. What is this? August sprint 3. Like this, if you write, they will come to know. Next developers, they'll come to know, okay, this feature has been changed from August sprint 3. Even you can write the date for better understanding. August 22, 2022, changes were being made to this activity where this step was commented. Add step. So what should I do now? Property map decision table. Property map decision table method I would be using in order to call the decision table rule. Click the down arrow, you will be calling decision table. So this decision table, when you call it, see here, it will return a value. The return value I want to display in UI. So in UI, where do I want to display? Agency details, not agency name. The return value will be assigned back to UI property. Agency details dot agency name. This is very simple. Okay, so now here you go. Okay, now create a case and test it. I'll directly go to transaction details screen, change stage, transaction details screen, and this is personal vehicle. And start. Where is it? Next screen, right? This is the one, transaction information you have. Okay, here you go. So agency code I'm going to enter now, 1500100. This value is not from table. This value is from decision table, not from the data type. Suppose if I enter 1500103, this code is there. This is not there. Now decision table got executed and that is returning the value. See, whenever you are calling a decision table from an activity, there is one option, allow missing properties. This is related to exception handling. See, by the time this decision table is called, the property agency code should be there on clipboard. Agency code should be there. Suppose by the time this decision table is called, agency code itself is not there on clipboard. How the condition will be executed? It won't be executed, right? Imagine in my decision table, I have 3 properties used for multiple conditions. By the time I am calling decision table, PRBC will expect all 3 properties should have some values on clipboard. First property should be there. Value may be blank. Property should be there. 3 properties are there. Okay, it will execute condition. Otherwise, at least otherwise will be written. For example, by the time this is being called, decision table is called, out of the 3 properties, only 2 are there in the clipboard. Only 2 properties are there on clipboard. Then what will happen? One property is missing, right? When property is missing from the clipboard, it will stop the processing. That is an exception. It will abruptly stop the processing. Instead of that, if you want exception handling mechanism, you need to choose the option allow missing properties. If you choose allow missing properties, then even though property is missing on the clipboard by the time table executes, that property will be ignored in the evaluation. Only property 1, 3 will be considered. 2 is not there. Only with 1, 3 condition will be executed and return value will be returned. This is how you do exception handling. Understand? So this is about allow missing properties that will be asked during interviews. So this is the requirement which we have implemented by using decision table. So let's go to case type now. Look at here. We have personal vehicle, commercial vehicle, right? What is the present processing of the case type? See, here you go. You will go to transaction details, change stage, and go to transaction details. You will choose commercial vehicle, for example, and then submit. Next screen will come. After that, you submit. After this next screen, personal vehicle screen has come, and you submit personal vehicle screen. Commercial vehicle is coming. But actually, if I choose insurance type as commercial vehicle, I don't need to display personal vehicle screen. So an insurance type at insurance details, if insurance type is personal, then next level transaction details will be displayed. That is okay. After this transaction details is finished, based on insurance type, if insurance type is personal, it will execute only personal vehicle. Commercial vehicle should not be displayed at all. Suppose if insurance type is commercial vehicle, then it will display only commercial vehicle but not personal vehicle. Means when work object reaches the vehicle information stage, this flow, here we need a decisioning. Here we need a decisioning based on insurance. If insurance type is equal to personal, it will come to personal. From personal, it will go to end. If insurance type is commercial, then it will, after start shape, it will go to commercial. After commercial, it will go to end. This is the business requirement. Write down. Working with decision tree, comma, decision shape. Working with decision tree, comma, decision shape. The screens are already available. We created long back. Now we are applying some decisioning condition. Working with decision tree, comma, decision shape. Working with decision tree, comma, decision shape. Okay, write down. Redesign the transaction processing. Redesign transaction processing as described below. Transaction processing is case type. Redesign the transaction processing. In basis you can write down case type. Redesign the transaction processing as described below. Redesign transaction processing as described below. Okay, what you are describing here, look at here. See, if insurance type is personal vehicle, write down. If insurance type is personal vehicle, if insurance type is personal vehicle, then commercial vehicle assignment should be ignored. Commercial vehicle screen should be ignored. If insurance type is personal vehicle, then commercial vehicle screen should be ignored, and vice versa. What is that vice versa? If insurance type is commercial vehicle, then
Commercial vehicle, then personal vehicle should be.
if insurance type is personal vehicle, commercial vehicle should not be displayed. If insurance type is commercial vehicle, then personal vehicle should not be displayed. To achieve this, I am going to use decision shape. In the decision shape, I am going to call decision tree. Okay, so let me work on this requirement. So that we are going to see how to call a decision rule from decision shape. Working with decision tree and decision shape. create, as per the requirement, I'm going to go with design. Okay, requirement is given to you. So create decision tree. What is the condition property here? What is the property for the condition? Insurance type. Insurance type is the condition property. See, let's open insurance type property. Look at here. What are the values in the insurance type? Insurance type property has local list of values. What are those? Personal vehicle, commercial vehicle, heavy vehicle. Like this, you have 3 different property values are. At the time while you are writing condition, hold on. To remember one thing, this value should exactly match. It is case sensitive. Even if you are going to make a mistake of one value, then it is going to fail. So here you go. Click on this. If insurance details dot the property, like when rule, this is also not coming. Okay, what should I do? In the when rule also, you will not see page properties, nothing coming out, right?
Delete it
this
and delete it.
and you click on again. I think that should be fixed. Insurance details dot insurance type is equal to value. I will copy paste. What is the value? Personal vehicle. I am returning return value. I am returning personal. You can have any value, return value. Usually business will tell you. You don't need to much bother about it. Insurance details dot insurance type is equal to, I'll copy this, commercial vehicle, double quotes commercial, return com, otherwise return exit. Anything else you return exit. So like this, I'm going to define multiple conditions. You can add one more property is there, that comes under otherwise as of now. In future, if you are going to design any screen, we can add this part of condition. Now open vehicle info flow. Vehicle info flow. Let me open vehicle info flow. From the case type, vehicle info, open process. This is in version 2. Version 2 is locked. What should I do? Get it to version 3. So add decision shape, add decision shape. Click on this, add decision shape. This is the decision shape, right? Double click on decision shape. What is the option to be chosen? Decision tree. So here, insurance type, there's a decision tree and decision tree rule. Click the down arrow and choose it. So submit this. So once you submit, when work object reaches this decision shape, automatically it will return a value. See, automatically we got connectors. Automatically we got connectors. How many connectors we got? Let us see. One connector, another connector, one more connector. How many connectors we got? Personal, commercial. So which connector to be connected to which assignment? Connect these connectors to respective assignments. Chapani, what should I do? So I will remove here first of all. Okay, I will take this personal vehicle here. I'll connect it to personal vehicle. Understand? And I'll remove this here and get it here. From personal vehicle, it will go to end shape. From personal vehicle, it will go to handshake. Makes sense, everyone? Clear? Next, so commercial vehicle, it will come to commercial vehicle. From commercial vehicle, it will go to handshake, and the other direction is exit. It will go to. Understand, everyone? Clear? And from commercial, it is coming to this way. I'll just. So this is how you can design it in a proper way, further better way, where connectors should not be. Okay, anyhow, when work object reaches here, decision tree will get executed. Decision tree, based on condition, it will return one of the result. It will go to matching result connector. It will go to matching result connector. Done. I'm like save. Completed. Now create a case and test it. Create two cases and test it. Create two cases and test it. Vehicle insurance. I'll directly go to transaction details screen, that insurance details screen. Again, next screen is insurance details. Here you go. Transaction details, I'm sorry. Previous one, right? Not this. Hold on. Let me close this. Vehicle insurance. Change the stage. Transaction details. Look at here. Insurance type, I'm going to choose personal vehicle. So when you choose insurance type personal vehicle and then submit, next screen as usual, transaction information and all you will provide here, and then submit this. After this, you need to make observation. After this, what is that we got? Personal vehicle. Submit this. So after submitting this, previously we used to get commercial vehicle, but am I getting commercial vehicles now? Commercial vehicles is missing. Done. Now create one more case and test it. Keep this as it is. Just go with this. Change the stage. Commercial vehicle. I have chosen what? Commercial vehicle. Submit. Next screen is common one. You don't need to bother about it. And then submit. And now what did you get? Commercial vehicle. Did you get personal vehicle? So submit this. It will go to driver information. Everyone clear? So like this, did we implement anything here? Like search and all? We implemented. Okay, whatever it can be, leave it. So this is how you can use decision rules also for the decisioning purpose in the flow. Like in order to make a decision path in the flow, you can use decision rules. Everyone clear? Online resources.
I have one question, Harsha, related to decision table actually, which we implemented in agency code. So let's say there were one property which we fetch as an agency name, but let's suppose there were two properties to set as an agency name and agency type based on agency code. So in that way, we have to do evaluate all rows and return, not return. Exactly.
In that case, you need to do what? Evaluate all rows and call it somewhere to call it somewhere, it will be set.
Okay.
In the actions, you need to choose two properties like agency name and agency type, like that.
Okay. Okay. And another question was, if I have to call decision table from data transform, then in that way I should be using px evaluate decision table or
Yes,
decision
you can call it anywhere. Depends on your business requirement. Where do you call it?
Okay, so using function only I can call that px evaluate decision.
In a data transform, if you want to call, you have to use functions. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You can wind up for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.